Hey guys, Phil here, hope you're all well. What you're looking at in front of you is my fully working Super Nintendo entertainment system. Now you may be going, if it's fully working, what's it doing on your bench? Well, I've been in and out this thing, and a few of the screw mounting posts have blown out. To the point where the screws are just spinning round. So what I thought I'd do today is show you how you can repair a case with blown out screw mounting holes. So if you stick around, I'll crack on with that. Now to fix those broken screw mount holes, I need to get inside the SNES. It's pretty easy. You need a game bit, driver bit, and there's 6 screws. There's one here, there's one here, there's one here, there's one here, one here, and the final one is here. If I remove those, I'll be able to take the top lid off. I've got the top lid of the SNES removed, and we can see the actual screw mount that is used to screw the case together. Now I'll tell you which ones have blown out. This one's blown out, this one has blown out, and this one's blown out. And if you take a look at this one, I don't know if you can see it, it's got a dirty great crack down it, so that's a even bigger problem. If I turn this one round as well, you can see this one's got a crack in it as well. And this mount here doesn't have a crack in it, but the screw threads have completely gone, because if you take a look at this one, you can see the screw threads inside, but if you take a look at this one, the screw threads are pretty much gone. So yeah, there's 3 mounts I need to take care of. In fact, I'll probably take care of all the mounts. This one's okay, this one's okay, and this one's okay, but what I'll do is I'll preemptive strike them, you know, just to make sure that they don't crack or anything like that. So yeah, these are the screw mounts that I need to get on to repairing. So yeah, I'm going to show you how I take care of that. Now to do a repair like what I'm going to do, you need a few things to do it. The first thing you need is epoxy. Now I use this plastic bonder by Weld. It's really good. It doesn't set like concrete, but it sets like plastic. It's got a little bit of give to it, and that's what you want. You want a little bit of give. You don't want something that's going to set really solid. You want something that's got a little bit of give to it, and this is fantastic, guys. The second thing you're going to need is a syringe, because I'm going to empty the epoxy into the syringe, and it makes it easier to squirt it into the holes. The third thing you're going to need is some sort of rotary tool. I'm going to be using this, but you can use something like a Dremel, and you're going to need something like a diamond cutter bit for the end, and also you're going to need some sort of boring out bits, and as you can see, these are diamond and boring bits. So yeah, they're the things that you're going to need. Now what I want to do first is I want to make a little collar that will fit round these posts, and it will stiffen the post. But first I need to measure the size of the post. So I'm going to take my calipers and I'm just going to measure the post, and there you can see it's 6.7 millimeters. And what I want to do next is find the smallest post, which is this one here. I want to measure the height of the post. So I'll do that, and then I'll show you what the height is once I've done it there. And you can see it's round about 9.6 mil. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a little collar That is 6.7 millimeters, and I think I'll make it 7 mil height, and then I can put them on each of the posts. And like I said, I'll do that for the ones that are still in good condition as well, because that will reinforce them. So I'll go ahead and print them out on my 3D printer, and then I'll come back and attach them. So as you can see, I've gone ahead and printed out those little collars that are going to go over the actual screw mounts. Now there's 6 of them, and obviously there's only 3 I'm taking care of, but like I said, I'm going to preemptive strike the ones that are good, because I don't want any of those to crack. So I'm just going to take 3 and I'm going to put them on the good mount. So what I'll do is I'll just show you me doing one of them. So I'm just going to take a little bit of super glue. I'm just going to put a little dab there and a little dab on the opposite side, just there. Same again on this side here, and just on this side here. So I'm basically 4 cornering it, just there, if I can get it on. There we go. And I'm just going to take one of the mounts, the collars, sorry, and I'm just going to push fit it over the top, and there we go. And that's nice and tight, guys. You saw how hard it was to push that on there. Now that thing's reinforced now, so that thing can't crack. I'm going to do that for the other 2 mounts that are fine, and that will reinforce them and stop any cracking. And as you can see, that's the 3 good mounts, all reinforced. Now they shouldn't crack now, guys, which is a good thing. It's not going to stop you from damaging the thread, because obviously this is very old plastic now. You still have to be careful when you're screwing the game bit screw back in, but what that will stop is any cracking of the actual plastic. So that's reinforce those. What I need to do now is obviously take care of the cracked and the blown out screw threads. What I need to do now is obviously take care of the damaged screw mounts. I'll show you how to do one of them, guys. I'm not going to film all 3. It's just the same thing I'm going to do on all 3. Now, the first one I'm going to work on is this one. You can see it's got a crack down it. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my engraving rotary tool with a diamond bit on it, and I'm going to quarter the actual thing. So I'm going to go with the crack, and I'm going to go this way like that, and then I'm going to turn it round, and I'm going to do the same, and I'm going to quarter it this way. I'm just going to go ahead and do that now. And remember, whenever you're doing it, you want to go with the crack, not against it. That's that way. You don't need to go too far down, guys. You just want to go about what I'd say. I've gone down about 3mm to 5mm. You don't want to go too far down. And again, I'm going across. And let's have a look, see if I've got a little bit more. So yeah, I'd say that's perfect. Now what I'm going to do, just turn this off. I'm going to do the same for the other two, and then when I've done that, I'll come back. Now if you take a look at the mounts, you can see I've quartered them. What I'm going to do now is exactly the same thing as I did before. I'm going to glue the little collars over the top of them. And give me a second because my super glue is running out, so I have to give it a shake to get it out. There we go. So I'm just going to come on and put a little blob on each of the remaining 4 quarters. This one's going to be a little bit more tricky just here. There we go. Same again as I did before. I'm just going to take the mount, the collar, put it over the mount and push it down. And there we go. And that's made that nice and solid now. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to do the same for the other two, and then when I've done that, I'll come back. And as you can see, I put those collars over those quartered screw mounts here and here. Now what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to take my diamond reaming tool and I'm just going to clean out the old hole with it. So I'll do a little bit just on camera just to show you. Just going to go in and I'm just going to clean out the old threads, because obviously they've blown out anyway. So okay, I won't bore you with that. I'll do the rest of them off camera and then I'll come back. So what I've done is I've finished reaming out those holes with my rotary tool and diamond reaming bit. You can see them. The holes are a lot wider now. What I need to do now is start mixing the epoxy into the syringe so I can squirt it in to these holes. So what I'll do is I'll get that epoxy all mixed up and then I'll come back. And this is the part where it starts to get a little bit messy. So yeah, I'm going to squirt the epoxy into the syringe. I've done this before, guys. It can get a little bit messy, so I'm just going to squirt epoxy into the syringe like that. That should be enough. I'm going to take my mixing tool and just mix it inside the actual syringe. Now this stuff sets in 15 minutes, so you've got to be fairly quick. You don't have to be crazy quick, but you just want to make sure that this stuff is really nicely mixed. A few more seconds and I think that should be good to go. Yep, that's good to go. I'm going to take the syringe head, just going to take the top off. You can see it's starting to come up already. Best thing to do is you want to squeeze a little bit out the tube. It's very viscous, guys, so you know it can take a bit, because what you want to do is you want to get the stuff that went into this out, because you can see it's not mixed. So you just want to keep squeezing, and there you go. You can see that looks mixed now. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to back that off. I've put way too much in there. Way too much. I'm just going to back that off. I'm going to put this lid back on. It's a great thing about this JB Weld, you can put the lid back on. And I'm just going to take the whole of this and I'm going to move it. Just wipe that off because it's still dripping. I'm going to move it out of the way. And I might as well do it now. I was going to stop filming, but I'll do it now because I want to get this done and dusted. So I'm going to take the epoxy, put a syringe in there, and I'm just going to fill up the actual hole. There we go. And there we go. Don't worry if you get overspill, guys. It's wipe off as long as you're super quick. Same with this one. Same again. Just pop it in there. There we go. That's that one. Can be a bit of a pain. You can imagine trying to do this without a syringe. It's bad times. And there we go. That's the epoxy in there. What I'm going to do now is, like I said, I put way too much in the syringe. But hey ho, just going to come along and just gently wipe off the excess. There we go. So really sticky stuff, guys, and it sets really nice. So again, I'm just going to come along, same again, just wipe off the excess on that one. Get another towel, do the same for this one. Again, just wipe off. There we go. There we go, and that's perfect. So 3 of them done. What I'm going to do now is I'm just going to remove this blob I've got here of the epoxy, and you can see what I mean. As long as you're quick about it, you can wipe it off so it's not majorly bad. And there you go, it's gone. So yeah, that's those 3 holes now filled with epoxy. Now this says it sets in 15 minutes, guys. I'm going to leave it over, and then once it's set, I'll come back and we can finish repairing this case. It's officially the next day, guys. I've let this epoxy harden, and if I get my tool, I'll show you. It's definitely hardened. I'll show you all 3 of the posts. So that's the first one there. There's the second post and the third post. Now what I did off camera, guys, was I just took a sanding bit on my Dremel and I just lightly sanded over the top of the posts just to flatten them off. Now these things are fully dried. What I need to do now is get my Dremel and I need to drill some holes into the newly fixed mounting posts. Now to drill the holes, I'm going to be using my slightly better, more powerful, it's got a bit more power than the mini rotary tool. I'm going to be using this rotary tool to drill the holes. And if you take a look, what I've done is I put some tape round the actual drill bits, and that's so I know how deep to go, because obviously I don't want to go too deep and go right through the case, because that would be bad times. But yeah, I'm going to be drilling those holes out right now. So I'm ready to drill out the mounts. Now I've decided to do this off camera, guys. Now the reason for that is I can't hold this like this and drill, because I don't know what angle I'm going to be at. I need to be perfectly 90 degrees when I'm drilling the hole. So I'm going to do it off camera, but once I've done, I'll come back and show you the new holes in the screw mounts. And that's the holes drilled in the screw mounts. What I need to do now is tap them with a new thread. Now to do that, I'm just going to take a screw that has the same thread count and the same thread pitch of the screws that obviously go into this case. I'm going to do one on camera and show you how you do it. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come in and I'm just going to hold the actual mount in some needle nose pliers. Now the reason for that is because obviously I'm going to be torquing onto the mount, and I don't want to put any stress onto it that's not needed. So I'm just going to get it to bite like that. And then what I can do is I can come in, and the best thing to do is go slowly. So I'm going to go down a bit, then back off, down a bit more, then back off, down a bit more, back off. Just going to keep doing this. This guy, I can feel it's getting tighter. Off. More, back off, bit more, back off, and then I should be at the bottom. That's it. Now I'm at the bottom, so that's that. I'm gonna screw it out. There we go. That's made the thread for that mount. What I'm going to do now is I'll do the other two off camera. And that's the posts tapped and all repaired, all looking fantastic. Time to get this case back together so I can wrap up the video. what I want to do now is show you how strong those newly fixed screw posts are. What I've done is I've gone and got my PlayStation, and I'm just going to grab my electric screwdriver and I'm going to pop it in there, and you'll hear the screwdriver ratchet clutch slipping. Can you hear that? And that's the clutch slipping. What that's basically telling you is it's stopped screwing in the screw, because obviously if it's not set correctly, the electric screwdriver will just put too much force and break the actual screw mount. But you can see the PlayStation survived the actual electric screwdriver. What I'm going to do now is I'm not going to change anything. I'm just going to remove this bit. I'm going to pop this one in. This is going to be a little bit difficult because I've got to push, and there we go, we're in. I'm going to move the actual PlayStation, and I'm going to get the SNES. I'm trying to do this in one go to prove there's not any dodgy shit going on. But yeah, you can see, there we go. If you remember, it was this post, and this post that had blown out. Let's give it a test, and there we go. You can hear the clutch slipping, so it can't tighten that screw anymore. Let's try the other one, and again, clutch is slipping. And the final one, let's test this one, and there we go. Same again, clutch is slipping. So if you can pass the electric screwdriver test, I would say those screw posts are now pretty damn awesome. And as you can see, we're all back together. The case, really nice now, pretty solid. It's just a shame about the yellowing. I might try and retro bite it, I don't know. But all I know now is the case is really solid. And as you can hear in the background, the console's playing a little bit of Donkey Kong Country. I love this part. I'm gonna watch it. Classic. So yeah, there you go guys. That's how I repair broken screw posts. If you like the video, please give it a big thumbs up. Like, comment, subscribe, all the usual stuff. And as always, I'll catch you on the next one. Winner winner. Case is 100% sound now. Just might need to retro bite it. I'll catch you next time guys.